views expressed in this podcast are for entertainment purposes only and do not reflect any affiliated organizations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, welcome to No Safe Words Podcast, episode 22.
22.
My
favorite
For
number.
a second,
Is that?
I thought it was 21.
I never knew that 22 was your
Whenever
favorite
I play a sports game, I always pick number 22. Was there?
Do you
Number.
bet 22 on roulette?
No, I don't do that.
No.
27. That's the best.
27. Okay.
Okay.
What's the significance there?
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. I mean, it is the day of May that my brother was born, the 27th, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just like,
So in other words, he's your lucky charm?
no, not really.
No?
Your brother.
I just like the number. I like the number on the roulette table. Only on the roulette table.
I figured you would have picked like 33 or something.
Why 33?
Because the 33 levels of
Oh, Scottish Rite and Freemasonry?
yeah,
33rd? No.
33rd degree.
I'm not even in the Scottish Rite, so I'm not even like, not even in that.
Oh,
Not about that.
got it.
He's part of the.
York Rite. It's York Rite.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, you know, like the Duke of York, like York.
I think he's a Christmas Club adventurer.
Christmas Club Adventurer. That's such an interesting. That's such a just an.
I want to watch that
idea.
movie again. I'm going to watch that movie.
It's not
again.
Christmas Club.
What was it?
What was it?
Christmas Adventurers Club.
Yeah,
Christmas
oh,
Adventurers Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, he's a little dyslexic. Let's cut him a break.
You're part
I'm
of
a Christmas adventurer.
you're part of the cock.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
buy
that is the
movie.
cock.
I'm gonna watch it like 3 times.
Yeah,
Such a great
It was a good movie.
I think I'm
It
going
was
to go to
funny.
the movies and watch it again.
You're gonna do the movies and watch it again.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man,
I have a
like
feeling
lot of fun.
Running
That
Man.
sounds like a lot of fun. What do you mean by that?
It was a great movie.
Oh, I thought you were being funny. Like you wouldn't go see it in the movies.
No, I would see it again.
I think I'm gonna go see it again in movies. And think about it right now, like you're gonna go to the movies and watch it, and you're probably gonna get the whole theater to yourself.
Bro, is it still even
Maybe.
in theaters? I don't think it's in
Yeah,
theaters
of
anymore.
course it is.
It is? No way.
It's only like 3 weeks out, dude.
That's a long time for certain movies.
Oh,
for certain movies.
not for this movie.
All right, I have a feeling Running Man might be a similar. I'm hoping it performs the same, and it has like
Right now, there's
Parallels
nobody in
to
the
this.
910. Oh no, there's 4 seats. Oh no, those are not available. There's nobody in the 910.
See,
you guys. There you go. You should see it at 9:10.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We won't be. We won't get there in time.
No, I want to go see Running Man. Actually, Running Man looks like
it's
a fun
in
movie.
November something, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a fun movie. There are some movies that I still want to go see. Black Phone 2, which is out. I saw Good Fortune. It was fun. It was. I give it like a 7.5.
Is it a movie that had a lot of things happen because they have to happen because it's a movie?
I mean, it's not.
Like every movie?
Yeah, it's every movie, every TV show. I thought it was very funny in some aspects, and I thought that they could have capitalized in other aspects. And whenever I hear Seth Rogen, I automatically envision a lot of like sidebar, like humor, like Pineapple Express, those kind of comedies. And
Yeah.
I think it fell a little short there for me. Aziz has a way of comedy that if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And
If you don't, you think it's annoying.
yeah, and I like it, right? But I thought,
Didn't we
I thought
go
it
to
was
see
good.
him together?
huh?
Didn't we go to see him together?
We did. Oh, you were there too.
What?
Weren't you there to go see Aziz?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
see
were you in Indiana?
I don't know where I was.
Yeah,
It was
You went
20.
with Ashley, didn't you?
Yeah, but it was a bunch of us. She
Oh.
put together a party for me. You were not here.
Nah, I wasn't here.
Yeah, you had to be in Indiana, I believe,
Or in the Navy.
or in the Navy.
In the Navy.
Well, when we're How long ago were you in the Navy? Where were you 11 years ago?
13.
Was it that long ago?
Indiana.
Yeah, where were you like 11 years ago?
Oh, Indiana.
Indiana. So like that's why you didn't go. Yeah, we went to go see Aziz at the Wells Fargo. We all were dying. It was a great show. I enjoyed it a lot.
The best was that phone call to the he called somebody
Yes.
up and then he was like, "Why did you ghost him?" or something like that. Like,
Yeah, he was talking about how someone got, I guess, ghosted, and he was like, "See what you missed," and he took took someone's phone.
it's like FaceTime. Yeah.
Gave a whole. It was good. It was a fun show. I like Aziz's comedy. I thought the movie was good. I give it a 7.5. Worth go seeing in theaters. Good to take a partner with you. It's a feel good kind of movie. It's good. It was fun.
So, does Gabriel get his wings back?
I'm not going to talk.
Come
about
on,
that.
come on.
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
Jeez.
I'm not going to spoil that for the audience.
Yeah. I might go see it.
But it Keanu's great in it. It was good. It was a solid movie. 7.5 is where I rate it. I thought that they could have capitalized more on some banter and those kind of things, but it hit home in regards to, just the world in general and people being people. But no, I didn't really have a busy week, but you did. Let's hear a little bit more about your New York adventure.
Oh, well, shit. Before that, I mean, this week was crazy. It was my parents' anniversary on Thursday. So I took them to Ruth Chris. It was my mom, my dad, Farah, and myself.
Yeah.
Huh?
Your pockets are hurting?
Bro, I am cooked after this week. That was nice. I told them ahead of time that it was for an anniversary, and they had like rose petals on the table, and they wrote them out a little card that said "Congratulations on your anniversary." And then like when they brought their desserts out, they wrote like "Happy Anniversary" and chocolate on their plates. They have this cool deal there. It's like a prefix menu, 4 option or there's a couple different options, and it's like $55 a person. And then obviously there's add-ons. You can get a bigger steak for a little bit more. You can get a different cut of steak for a little bit more. You can get a different option. You can switch up the sides, and then everything else is pretty much an add-on. But the food was really good. We got lobster mac and cheese and a bunch of New York strips all around, and it was a good experience. And then the following day, Farah's parents and her drove out to or came out to me, and then we went to meet with my parents, and then we all went to dinner for celebrating her new car. So then that was Friday night, and then Saturday I just went to bed early because I had to be up early Sunday morning to head into the city to take care of some stuff, and then because I had a photo shoot Sunday morning in the city, just like a fall photo shoot kind of thing for like how people do like Christmas cards, and they like send things out, and they have like pictures or whatever. So probably some not necessarily Christmas, but like holiday cards and things. Right. In a relationship, you're like, why not? Let's make some like cool cards. And then we went to this Michelin star restaurant called The Modern, and it was an experience. But like sometimes I feel like you see things on TV and it's like so cool, and then it's like, oh, it's such a creative thing. But then like when you're actually there and you try it, you're like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like what? Why did you decide to put this stuff together on a plate and say like this is going to be a great combination? And like instead of just sticking to like a lobster bisque being a lobster bisque, the lobster bisque was literally like a concentrated flavor of a lobster bisque into a sauce, which was way too strong to even eat, with some like poached lobster and then foamy stuff on it. The presentation was a 10 out of 10. The flavors on some of the dishes were 10 out of 10, but then the ones that didn't hit just fell like they were horrible misses.
Wow.
It was like we did the 8-course tasting menu.
Yeah.
And it was cool. They ended up hooking us up with giving us so like the menu shows the one dessert as the option for the 8-course thing, but they let us get each get a different one, and then they also brought out a third one for us as well. Because I was talking to the guy, like our waiter, because he was like explaining to the option. I was like, well, I don't really want the same one as her because it's just like a little chocolate cake. And then like these all three sound good. He's like, well, it's all right. I'll hook you up. I'll get you the third one too. Because we went with the 8-course tasting and the other thing. He's like, well, these fuckers are already paying so much money. I'm gonna the least I can do is give them one extra dessert that's gonna cost like nothing. But like the presentation, it's fine dining. Like that was an experience I never had before. It was pretty fucking awesome because like everything, like they come out to the table with like 2 or 3 people, like each person has their own thing. She got the risotto with like white truffles. He comes out with this black box, or I think it's like a wooden box. And then like the other girl standing there like with her arms at 90 degrees holding a little like platter, and he takes the box off of it. He sits it on a table. He opens it up towards her. He looks, he's like, oh, these are the first of the season, fresh, whatever. Takes it out. He's like, oh, this is the one. And then he starts shaving it on top of her risotto. That in itself was a $100 add-on. So,
just for him to shave some
just for
there.
Well, the risotto option was $100 because it came with the fresh, because it came with the truffles. Yeah, it was, but it was the plate covered in truffles. So worth it? I don't know. I know how
worth of
crazy
truffles, probably not, but
I know how crazy expensive. I mean, those truffles, they can go up to like $1,300 for an ounce of truffle. So like,
Jesus.
Depending on where it is. I mean, I guess I could see the reason why, but like the presentation, incredible, and everything they do. Like there's a whole process to it. They'll bring out the dish and it'll come out to you in 3 different parts. Like they'll sit down a bowl, and then the bowl will have something in it. And then they'll have another bowl with a spoon that has something on it. And then they have a little, like a gravy tray thing that has the rest of the dish, and they'll like pour it on around what was already there. And then they say, okay, the spoon already has a squash. I don't even know the word. I wouldn't even make it up, but like a squash something or other. And they say, take this spoon and put it in your mouth first, eat that, and then take a scoop of the stuff and put it in. And I'm like, okay, this is too much
instructions.
This is too much work. I just want to eat my food and I want it to be tasty. And like the worst part was I was so ungodly hungry.
Oh, you were
and I'm sitting there.
You were
and
not
like
even
each
half
little
full
it's
after
like,
that meal, I bet.
The first, well, no, I ended up being fairly full because a lot of the stuff she couldn't eat. So like
so
I ended up having mine and hers. So it's like I had a double portion of salmon, a king salmon. I had a double portion of the Chateaubriand. I had the lobster because I got the lobster, she got the risotto. But like, yeah, it just the first thing they brought out was this little. It's like this big, almost like a tart, but it was a savory tart that had like crab in it with like I don't know, some kind of thing on top of it, and this like sauces and random shit. It was tasty, but it was just literally a bite, and each thing comes out is like 15-20 minutes apart, and it's like enough that you get a taste and you're like, man, I could really go for some more of that. Like like the lentil soup was great, or no, the butternut squash soup was great, but like where's the rest of it? And here's the thing that got me. How are they going to come out with the thing that they're going to pour the soup from and then not fucking pour all of the stuff that's in it? Like they poured it and I'm like, there's more in there. Why didn't you pour the rest of it? Like there's more of the soup. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, my cup's not even full. And I'm like, I wanted the rest of that. But it was a cool experience. I recommend it once in a lifetime. I mean, they had, well, maybe not once in a lifetime, but like once in a, special,
once in a special occasion.
Yeah.
Special occasion, photo shoots and doing all that requires a special occasion.
Yeah, of course. Fall, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Bring in the new season.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, it's kind of like we were celebrating, an anniversary, 1-year anniversary to being together, but it's like not technically exactly that. It's a little bit past that, but I figured I'd just loop it together and be like, oh yeah, this is for that,
That makes sense.
It's a good way to.
Hey, listen.
Dang, now you got to one up that for the second anniversary. I mean,
we're going to Fiji. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I've never been to a Michelin star restaurant. I don't think.
We'll have to find one. We'll have to do it.
It would be something that I would definitely want to do. I do enjoy a meal. You said that you went to a Michelin star restaurant too?
Yeah, only once, and it was in Ireland.
In Ireland.
Yeah. So.
Excuse me.
I brought my dad to Ireland for his 50th birthday. Him, his wife, his daughter. I didn't pay for it all. My brother paid for half. And we were like, look, we're buying you the tickets and getting the hotel. Everything else is on you. Which, I mean, he goes on a lot of vacations anyway. It's not like he doesn't have money. It's just like, we're bringing you to Ireland and paying for your stay. But whatever else, it's on you. I mean, we played golf a couple times, but I don't remember the name of the place. It was just outside of Dublin, maybe an hour outside of Dublin, 45 minutes outside of Dublin, right on the water. And very similar experience. Eight course tasting menu. Everything was like a bite or gulp or whatever.
How many ways did they present the potato?
A potato 10 ways.
A potato in the dish. I didn't even think there was a potato in the dish.
Ireland potatoes,
Yeah.
But it was so weird because it was like, you don't know, like, I don't know. I was like, is that just a palate cleanser or was that like one of the courses? Like, I was like, but like, you think 8-course meal, like, people, listen, if you're listening to this, it's not like, oh, here's a salad, now here's a smorgasbord, now here's a giant bowl, like a bowl of pasta. Like, no. You're getting like 1 or 2 bites out of every course, right?
Emphasis on the tasting part of the tasting menu.
It is the tasting menu.
You get a nice little taste.
You're going to taste. You're going to
like,
want
here's
more.
some ice cream. It's like a spoonful. Like,
Dude, not even a full spoon. It was like a tablespoon, half of a tablespoon roll of ice cream. I was like, are you shitting me? Like that, but
Yeah. So
it's okay. It's okay.
But very similar
experience.
Very similar experience. Now, this was in 2014. So I paid $800 for that meal.
Wow.
And it was my wife and I's 3rd anniversary at the time. So we went out for our anniversary while we were out there. $800. So, you being close to 1,000, that's a good deal.
Same.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
So,
I would, if I was to go back, I think I would have just gone with the 3-course tasting menu. Because you have more flexibility in picking the items that you get with that one, and you'll know that you're actually going to eat the items that you're getting, as opposed to like stuff coming out and then it not being what you're into or what you would be willing to eat or what you can eat. So
was there
in
a
the future,
choice
I would
to
do
just
that.
get a meal? Like,
No, in
you
in
only
this
had
area,
the tasting menu options.
either so there's different sections to this restaurant. There's the dining room, which is a little bit more fancy layout. Then there was the bar area that has tables, and then there was a patio which has a completely different menu. The patio is like a brunch spot menu where like I saw someone get like a flatbread, avocado toast, a salad, like legitimate brunchy kind of things. But the indoor dining room area is where you have either the 3-course tasting menu or the 8-course tasting menu. And I saw the table next to us with the 3-course one, and those portions were like almost regular sized portions. They were like closer to regular sized portions.
Nice.
And I was like, damn. I looked over, I was like, man, it's like that might have been a good idea. Oh, they had this bread with cultured butter from Normandy, France.
Okay.
That was some of the best butter I've
Flown in
had.
that morning.
Well, yeah. So, sure, we'll say that it was. But that's probably some of the best butter I've had.
Nice.
It was tasty.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's this past week and weekend. So I've been pretty busy.
Fun. It sounds like an adventure.
Pretty broke.
Yeah, pretty broke now. Pretty broke.
Anything exciting?
What about you, Scotty?
Nope. I
Yeah,
didn't do
Luna's
anything.
birthday.
Oh well, yeah. Luna's birthday over the weekend. Some little local play place, and then that was pretty much it. Football yesterday.
What? So, having kids your age,
At
right?
my age.
No. Like your children's
My kids' age.
Yeah. Do you get annoyed sometimes at like I remember taking Lily
Annoyed?
to well, the reason why I say this is I remember taking Lily to Camden Aquarium,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's a rule, like you just go with the flow. You keep going and you go and you go.
What?
Like while you're walking, it's
Yeah. There's like one way to go.
It's a path, and you're going through. Do you get annoyed at like other families that just allow their kids to like just run,
do whatever,
rampant? I don't know. I just remember like being in situations like this where it's like we've been waiting for 10 minutes to go see whatever.
10 minute.
And it's like I want to just Heisman like little kids.
just run through some people.
I don't know. It's just the thought that ran through my head. Like and a lot of it's just probably my intrusive thoughts that come through as cartoons in my head.
I don't really get annoyed like around my kids, with my kids, around other kids. Cause I don't know. I feel like it's really important to be incredibly patient with them because they don't know any better. Like, I mean, they're 3 and 4, right? Like,
right.
They are not. I did a lot of like academic research on like when they know what wrong from right is, and like that doesn't happen until they're like 4 or 5. So like only Ronnie right now is learning what is wrong from right. So like even when they do things that are wrong, I try to be incredibly patient with them. I try to explain to them that it's wrong, but like I don't get angry.
Not angry, just angry.
Or like frustrated. Like Magda gets frustrated. And I'm like, relax. It's okay. They're kids.
They don't know any better. They're kids.
This is how they're supposed to act. You know what I mean? So
kids will be kids.
I mean, you know, they're like little terrors sometimes where they won't go to sleep and stuff like that. But like, you know, it's whatever. And then I try and be playful with them. Like I try and because getting frustrated with them is going to get you nowhere. So I try to be, like I try to get them to act a different way, right? It's called redirection. So I try to get them to act a different way. So like if they're acting like bad in a way that like would normally get me like angry, right? I'm like, all right, well let me tickle you, and then I'll like chase you or whatever, like, and then they'll forget that they were doing the thing that they weren't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I don't want to fill my kids' brains with negative experiences.
No, I mean, that makes sense. Like, from what I mean by that is, like, just if your kid is being uncontrollable, how do you, like, when I'm talking about that is, like, in these situations where they're just vast amount of kids, because it's an aquarium, right? Like, how do you get your child to act a way when there is a ton of kids that it's just like they drop them and then it's just gone? And when other kids are acting a way that would intrude on your kid's experience, to me, that's when I wouldn't show being annoyed, but in my head, I would be like, Heisman time.
I don't know. I don't think about reacting or acting in a way towards the kids. I think about like, you know, maybe we'll walk a different way, or maybe we'll go see something different, or like, if I don't like, but my kids, they see kids acting crazy and they're like hard side eye. They're like, "Fuck is this kid doing?"
that?
They're like, "That's not how you're supposed to act."
Fair.
So, I mean, you know, they do act crazy sometimes, but they're not. Like, they're like, that kid is crazy.
How do you guys think the world of instant gratification that we live in today plays a factor in kids' development? And I mean, I say that. So let me add a little bit more context, right? Like, so my daughter, right, has access to the Starbucks card on the phone.
Oof.
Right.
For why? For why? Poor K? Is that the right word?
Poor K?
Yeah. Well, I will say it up until recently, it hasn't been a problem. But she spent like
Do you have like a-
$50
do you
in
have
the
like a
last 2 days.
Do you have like a credit card?
No, so like it's your
Or you like put money on
you
it?
put money on the card.
Oh,
So
dude, we should talk about that and how
Is it auto refill enabled?
we should talk about how Starbucks is fucking the majority of their value comes from the money that people have on their cards.
They
Well,
are
it's
one of the biggest banks.
Yeah. They're one of the biggest banks in the world because of how much money people have on their cards.
well, I don't have that kind of money on the cards. The card is
No, it's the number of people.
got it.
It's like
Yeah, it makes
everybody has a Starbucks card. Everybody has some value on there. You can only reload in certain increments. So as a result of only reloading in certain increments, your orders never total out to be the amount of money that you have in there.
Yep.
So like you either reload it to add more money on to be able to make your purchase, or you leave a value in there of X amount. So like you multiply that by, we got 300 million people in the United States. Obviously not everybody has one, but like you multiply those numbers out and there's a decent amount of money potentially just floating around.
And then Starbucks is allowed to make investments and banking decisions based on the average revolving balance. So they literally make money off of the money that you leave on your Starbucks card.
fun.
It's pretty freaking wild.
Fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, instant
So-
gratification. So she spent $50 in 2 days at Starbucks. Well, why are you recharging your Starbucks card that much?
Well,
Maybe she needs her own Starbucks
I
card.
didn't realize that she had the ability to reload without me until now. Like I said, this has never been a problem up until now. So
You're like, wait,
now,
whoa. Transaction.
Now when Lily, goes out,
She's like, "Will you give me
on her-
$20? I'll give you
she's-
$20 from Starbucks."
she's on her own, right? Like she goes out with her friends more now. It's more like she's at the
independent.
age where it's a little bit more independent. So I understand that today my daughter really doesn't understand the value of the dollar. And my goal is to help her understand what the value of the dollar is. That's the next step in just helping her manage finances and understand finances. So I know I have to work on that with her. But being that everything is just so easy and accessible and instant, how does that play a factor in these kids' lives? So she went out and, of course, she bought her friends a drink, and that's how it got to be $50 in 2 days, right?
Wow.
But I looked at it from a different angle. Like,
That's like 10 friends drinks.
it's not, though. It's really not.
I mean, unless they
So,
get venti
but
everything.
there's also food.
Yeah.
So cake pop,
So five.
Danish.
The K-pop is like,
croissant.
dude, the price of a K-pop is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Isn't it like $3 some bullshit?
I
$3 or
don't know because
$4.
I don't buy cake
How much?
pops.
Like $3 or $4.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Hold on.
Holy
I'll tell you
That's
for what
ridiculous.
it is exactly because,
You have it on your thing?
well, it's on the
You can look at
Starbucks
your-
app
For like
You
one
can look
bite
at
of
the
cake.
on the receipt. I can see the receipt.
One bite of the cake.
Cake pop is $3.25.
That's ridiculous, bro. A bite of cake?
So cake pop $3.25.
I got half a sheet of cake from Weiss for like $30.
a chocolate croissant.
Croissant.
$4.25.
Jesus.
Her iced chai latte $6, and the strawberry acai refresher $5, and then
That's wild.
taxes and tip, and then another round of that.
A roundabout, yeah.
Yeah. So
Adds up.
then I'm like, yo, dude, like, what are we doing here? Like, she was like, I went to Starbucks. I was like, for who? The band? And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm not in a band. And I'm like, I know you're not in a band. You're a band of hooligans that are tapping into my funds.
You're like, you are in a band.
You're a band of terrorists that are terrorizing my finances. But I looked at it from a perspective of like a kid today, they're in the car. It's not just sitting in the car. Now they're on their phones. they're taking pictures, they're doing all of that. You can access any TV show, TV, movie, anything pretty much at your fingertips on all these streaming devices that we have. There is no stop in, hey, I want to fix my brain on something, and it's there. So all of this is just instant gratification. We even look at that and we've talked about this in dating apps, and how dating apps has sort of created this mindset of, hey, we're trying to get people to be in a relationship with another person, but is it really that, or is it people just fixated on the likes and or fixated on there's something better out there, right? And constantly just pushing that narrative and that inbox. So all of this is just tapping into dopamines, right? That are fueling decisions. And how is that impacting our kids' young minds and their ability to make decisions that would affect their future?
They're like you said. I mean,
Sorry,
it's
this is a
everything-
random question. I'm pulling you guys out. This isn't something that I had planned. My apologies.
No, that's
It was
fine.
just-
It's just like you said. It's all just dopamine. Everyone, it was like dopamine dumping. Basically, everyone's chasing dopamine. The dating apps have turned into like gambling. You know, getting a like is the same as having the slot machine go off with like you won. You know, with kids now, it's going to affect them in the long run, because delaying gratification is one of the key things you need to be able to achieve your goals, right? You need to be able to work towards something without an immediate feedback or immediate response or immediate outcome in order to really be able to achieve your goals. Like, you know, if the expectation is everything's going to be immediate, like, you know, you're never going to work hard enough towards something if you're not getting a immediate feedback or immediate outcome. So like, they're going to be set off. They're going to be at a disadvantage going forward, because, you know, they're going to expect everything to just be right away. And the second something comes up and stops them, they're not going to know how to overcome that. And they're just going to crumble underneath the pressure of adversity. Like that's what it seems like is the outcome.
This ties into the topic of our dumbing down of America, right? But like, how is this going to play a factor if our kids, like my daughter's 16, right? And your daughters are 4 and 3, and they're in a wave, right? iPad kids and all of those kind of things. I'm not saying your kids are iPad kids, but like, there are iPad kids, right? How is that going to impact the future of society if all of these things, they're all based around short-term gratification, where we know that that's not something that's sustainable?
You want to know how? China is going to take over, or already going to take over, because they're limiting their kids' ability to do all that stuff. Other countries don't have the same issues because they limit what people can do and who has access to what.
I mean, or, you know, adults can do that, right? Like, be an adult.
They should
I
be.
can't remember how many times I've been to, like, families, you know, gathering. Like last year I went to my cousin's, I don't know what it was called. Maybe it was a baby shower, but it was like for everybody kind of thing. It was like a
Well, baby showers are for both sexes now.
it was a family celebration of a baby about to be born in the family, right? And we'll call it whatever you want. It was at this restaurant, and like I can't like there were all these kids all over the place. When we sat down for dinner, like my girls sat down at the table and they ate food. There was like some slime on the table. It was butter slime or whatever. And like, you know, when they were done eating, they played with the butter slime, whatever. But there were kids there the entire meal that were on screens. And I was like what? Like younger than my kids. Younger than my kids. And I was like, this 2-year-old is sitting in his stroller and, you know, he's being difficult. So the parents just put him in the stroller and gave him a screen. And I was like, that's wild. That's wild. And like, I don't know if this kid, I didn't know that particular family, but I don't know if this kid is at home with his mom, like, or his dad, like, all day, every day. And if he is he in front of a screen all day, every day? Like, my kids go to daycare. There's no screens. There's no screens there. So, like, the only time they get screen time is at home.
Yeah, but it becomes harder and harder as kids get older.
It will.
To
I get that.
manage the screen time.
Yeah.
We as parents, I do it with Lily, and I try, and there's those apps where you have it on your iPad. We joke all the time. When we play Magic, we use the kids' iPad to monitor everyone's life cycle, and then every now and then it'll just pop up saying screen time is shut down.
Oh,
and
you reach your limit.
Everyone else in the room will be like, Magda, we need permission. But those things, once they start becoming smart, like not becoming smart, but becoming more like demanding, there's ways to bypass those time limits, and they figure out ways to bypass. So it becomes more and more difficult as they get older to manage those things. And I'm just seeing it in now. Lily is in volleyball, right? So like she understands you got to put the work in to get the fruits of your labor and earn the spot and all of those things. But then in other aspects in her life, she doesn't. Sometimes it's difficult for her to see. I need to put more work in here to see those efforts, and I'm starting to see it in other buckets in her life. But I try to do something with her because I've been adamant on her not getting a job, and the reason why I was adamant for that is because she has 3 jobs right now. Right, she has school, which I treat school like a job. If her grades are good and she wants a day off, she has 3 PTO days that she could use a year. Like I treat it like a job. And she has volleyball, which volleyball takes up a lot of her time. And she was up until this year, she was in volleyball in school and club. That's an all year demanding thing, right? And with club, we're going to be on planes and going to different states, and that's demanding. So it's kind of hard for her to have a job alongside with school. And then on top of that, you have chores that you have to do in your house, and you have to maintain things. Like you have to keep your room clean. She does her own laundry. So I was like, you shouldn't get a job. And now she started babysitting for you. And I think she's going to start looking at to figure out how to babysit for other people. So I'm going to help with that, because babysitting allows her to be able to take her schoolwork, and while the kids are sleeping, be able to do schoolwork, which A, she gets money, and then B, she is able to keep up with school. So I'm trying to help her manage those things and understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I think she also wants to start volunteering at the hospital to see what it's like to work in a hospital. So she'll do those kind of things. But I'm just seeing it's difficult for her to see hard work, and like everyone gets fixated on the end, right? Whatever the end is, they get fixated on, oh my God, look at LeBron James. He plays basketball. But they don't look at the journey that it took for somebody to get to that point. And I try to hone this into Lily all the time. You got to fall in love with the journey. You can't fall in love with the end, because the journey is going to help you get to your end goal. But if you don't love the journey, once it starts getting tough in this journey, you're going to put a pause on things. And I just feel in this world that we live today with instant gratification, those kind of things become harder and harder.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't fallen in love with my journey through like my career, so like I don't know. I guess I can't really relate.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's probably a little different.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like you know, like you're saying, well, LeBron James, you know, fall in love with his journey.
Well, I
to
use
be
that
the
as a
greatest.
sports reference.
LeBron James.
Yeah, all right. Well, like in any way, but like I don't know. I don't fall in love with doing hard work. I'm not in love with being in school, but like I'm doing it because I know that I will reap rewards
I
from it.
call
Right?
bullshit on that. I think you love school.
Like, I
You
don't.
love it. You live for school.
Dude,
I'm gonna
like,
take another class. I'm
you
gonna
want,
go
like
do another
Sunday
test.
to come
I'm gonna
around.
get
You're like,
certified.
fuck, dude. I got to do like 7 hours.
I don't
of
think you
homework.
love.
Like, you know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
think you
fuck
love
that. Like, nobody wants to
necessarily
do
the
that.
school work, but I think you love school.
You love the challenge
I
and
love
learning.
being in school, or
Yeah.
I love passing school.
Well, I think you.
Well,
Like
They go hand in hand.
getting the degree. I love getting the degree. I don't love being in school.
bro,
I've been in school.
how many times?
I've been in school for the last 11 years
How many times?
because it benefits me professionally.
How many times over the course of 11 years have you and I had a conversation where you say, "That's it, I'm done. After this degree, I'm done. I don't need to do
Yeah,
it
but what
anymore."
does that have anything to do with being like, bro? I was done with the last degree that I got, my MBA. I was done with that, right? I was done. I was like, I'm kind of done with school. But then I joined a company that would pay for it and that would secure my future in my career. So why would I not do that?
All right, I want to go back maybe 10 episodes ago when we had this education conversation where you said that you would be if you had infinite amount of money, you would just be a lifelong student.
Yeah, but I've never really learned. There was maybe
Gotcha.
one during my MBA. I actually enjoyed being in my MBA classes because I learned something that I was interested in that gave me value, right? So I would be a lifelong student in a sense that I would learn stuff that I care about. This is not something I care about.
Right. Oh, so you don't love the fact that you're going for a mechanical engineering degree.
Electrical.
Excuse me.
It's
Electrical.
harder than mechanical.
Electrical
Excuse me.
engineering degree because of some of the things that you have to learn in order to get that degree.
Yeah.
That
sucks.
Yeah, like
It's a
phaser
lot of
math. Like phaser
Yeah.
math.
Phaser math. The fuck is that?
Yeah. No.
What is that? You want to tell the audience?
Phaser math? Phaser math is turning imaginary numbers into real numbers at angles. Magnitudes at an angle.
I'll pass.
Yeah. And in electricity, it's not really an angle. It's a way to describe where in the sine wave or how much leading or lagging the sine
Oh.
wave is to 0 degree. No.
Okay.
And then you got to convert polar to triangular form to polar form. And that's a whole thing. You take the triangular form, you do or arctan angle over magnitude, and then
Absolutely.
square root of magnitude plus the
Hypotenuse
square
of
root of
the-
angle square
The
yeah,
Pythagorean.
it's wild.
Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, we're gonna do a little a squared plus b
on
squared.
an
This-
abacus?
The sine, the cosine, the tan, the arctan, all of it. You're using all of those things.
It made a little bit more sense to me when you use the explanation of saying it's got to do with the angles of the wave,
Sine
the
wave.
sine wave or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against the flat point. So that makes a little bit of sense when you explain it like that. But yeah,
But when you
I can see it's-
started and said you use imaginary numbers to make real numbers at angles, I'm like, all right, so I could just pull a fucking number out here and just.
That was so.
It's an imaginary number.
To that point, that was why,
It's
in school, I
J43.
could never.
You're like,
I
what
could
is
never get with number. So any kind of math that had to do with imaginary numbers, when it's applied, I'm great at it. When it's theoretical, my brain says no, fuck
that? Yeah,
you.
no, I'm not.
So physics, no problem. Chemistry, no problem. Trigonometry and all that other shit, my brain's why? What do you do? What do you?
Well, you'd
why?
be good at electrical engineering then.
Well, maybe
Application,
Let's do
the
it.
application of it, right?
Yeah,
But
missed
I don't know.
opportunity.
I think you would. I think after this degree, I think there'll be something else that you're going to
Oh,
go to
yeah.
school for.
No, I have a path for my next 2 degrees.
But he was done 8 degrees ago.
I have 2 more degrees. There's one for Harvard. There's one at Harvard, industrial organizational technology. No, industrial organizational psychology. Sorry. And the second one I think will be a DBA. I think I will get my DBA. And then you can call me Dr. Waller. Dr. Scottie.
Wow. This guy's got it all figured out.
I'll call you Doctor of the Cack.
Oh.
The Christmas Adventurers.
Adventurers
I
Club.
will be the second of my dad's children that is a doctor.
Wow.
So Wes is a doctor.
In pharmaceuticals?
Yeah, pharmacy.
So he can make drugs.
He can make drugs. He actually has a compounding room at his pharmacy.
What?
Develop concoctions.
I tried to get him to compound me the fucking Zepbound, but he was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
That might be there might be some copyrights and some trademarks and patents.
He was worried about I was like, "Bro, why aren't you getting in with these compounders?" He's like, "Yeah, they're gonna come down on them soon." I'm like, "Bro, Ro is still doing it."
Yeah, and Empower Pharmacy looks like they could be the next wave that's coming in. Empower Pharmacy is the one that handles all of the compounds that get distributed to like your drip bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they handle a lot of those. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I just seeing that in real time made me think about that, which I guess then leads to the question of, are we dumbing down America? And based on your answer or your thought before, I would say you think that we are dumbing down America.
100%. Look at where the attention is going. Look at where the focus is going. Look at what people are interested in doing. Look at the direction things are going, right? Everyone's focused on trying to become a streamer. Everyone's focused on trying to become an influencer. Everyone's focused on trying to be a TikTok star, trying to become famous with an OnlyFans, trying to become a celebrity, or trying to become an actor, trying to become a musician, trying to do all these things that are the moonshots versus the shit that we need, which is people that, build things, fix things, help people, heal people. There are some people that are still interested in that, but largely not the case now. Everyone's like looking for things to do that are just more like moonshots. And it's a bigger, broader picture issue with like the breakdown of, it's like not society, but like the breakdown of, I think it kind of ties into the whole nuclear family thing too. Like, because when you have that structure around a nuclear family, you then have, or it can tie into the online dating, it can tie into all those things. When you have less people that are getting married, less people that are getting involved, less people doing things, you have less people that are motivated. Less people that are motivated lead to not chasing after things that they're interested in, or not chasing after things that would benefit society, because there's no feeling of belonging. There's no feeling of community. There's no feeling of connection with people, right? Because everyone's feeling alienated or separated. And then they're like, well, what's the point? Why, like, I only care about myself. Why should I care about doing anything that's going to help anybody else out? I'm just in it for, path of least resistance, and I'm just going to coast. So, like, I don't think it's
tied to instant gratification.
100%. Yeah. It's path of least resistance. And it's incentivized by the fact that, like, you have people, if you're looking at it from the guise of like online dating or relationship stuff, you have a small percentage of people getting access to the majority of people and having their pick, and then the other one's not interested in it, or not interested in anybody else who wouldn't necessarily be a good option because of the skewed perception that they are, able to get someone who is in a, higher tier than what they are, or, on a different level, if, for lack of a better way to describe it. That then leads to the disconnect, and it throws everything else off. So then people are ending up waiting longer to get into relationships. As a result, they then can't have kids necessarily. Maybe they don't want to, maybe they think they don't want to. And then it ties into like government being involved in everything, because people that don't have families are now relying on the government. Like, when you grow up, you don't have a family, you don't have anyone to look after you, you don't have anybody to care for you when you get old, then you get to the point where you can't work anymore. So then you rely on government assistance. It's like I don't know, it's way too complex of an issue for me to be able to say I have an answer. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really feel like we're dumbing people down. I think that the dumb people that the dumb population that had already existed. Because look, I mean, the truth is, I don't want to call people dummies, but like there are a not so smart population in the world, and there is a smarter population in the world, and there's an average smart population, right? Like there are people at all levels of intelligence. I don't know what affects that. I'm not going to say what does or does not. Hey, it could be some of the chemicals that are in our in our water, in our food, in all this other stuff this toxic shit that we're ingesting and putting into our bodies. Or it could just be, I don't know if, don't call me a Nazi, maybe genetics. I don't know what it is. Right. And I'm not really putting it on. I mean, I got genes. I mean, I got good genes. You know what I mean? I got good genes. But what I'm saying is, like, now these people are more visible. These people are more visible. These people
by, like, what do you mean?
What do you mean these people?
The dumb people. Like, the dumb people are more visible.
How are those people more visible?
The dumb people used to be like, well, I can't afford to live anywhere, so I go live in a trailer park, or I go live in the fucking slums, or I go live like wherever the fuck, right? Because they can't afford to live anywhere because they're not putting any work into, creating a better life for themselves, right? But nowadays, I mean, bro, I just listened to a episode on Joe Rogan's podcast. Palmer, the guy's name is Palmer something. Right now he's the CEO of Anduli, something like that. It's a weapons defense contractor. Palmer Luckey. Palmer Luckey. The dude created a prototype for the Oculus VR headset when he was 14 years old.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So we have these devices, right? And we have this access to all this information. And yeah, there's some bad things about these devices too, right? Like, TikTok and all that. And go Tristan, what the fuck's his name? He had a whole documentary in like 2016 about like, the rates of suicide are increasing and blah, blah, after, Facebook and all these other social media sites started coming out. Right? Like that's all bad stuff. But like, how could this kid? He's never
Tristan
been in
Harris.
college. What's his name? Tristan
Harris.
Tristan Harris.
The Social
I think
Dilemma.
it's Tristan. But
sorry.
I said Tristan, but I think it's Tristan. Whatever he wants to call himself. I have a brother named Tristan, not Tristan. So I say Tristan. But like, this kid hasn't even finished high school, has figured out how to put together the electronics to make a VR headset. And turns out it was, when it launched as an official product, the best VR headset at 19, the best VR headset in the market. Right? So there's benefits.
But you're looking at like small scale numbers. And listen,
small scale numbers. Well, I'm talking about like one person, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
talking about one person. But there are multiple people like that. There are
multiple people that are looking to solve problems and figuring out ways to solve problems.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is,
but I didn't get to my.
Go ahead.
Like something that I found really weird at work. I'm going to relate this to something that I found really weird at work. Right. There's this really big push at work and this has been like across my career, to eliminate tribal knowledge, right? Eliminate tribal knowledge. We have all of this information that people are aware of because they've had their jobs for a while. They know how to do this or that, right? So we're trying to like automate a lot of functions. So that way, like, hey, this person who's got 30 years of experience doing this job, it doesn't matter that they have 30 years of doing this job, because when we plug somebody in, we have all that knowledge that person has from the 30 years on the job. It's in a manual, or it's in their training, or it's automated, so that way they don't have to figure out how to get to this point, right? And so they're trying to minimize this, what they call tribal knowledge.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, you're really like devaluing the knowledge. Like, that will just devalue the knowledge and experience somebody has.
Well, and I also don't think that's that.
And I think that's what technology is doing.
Well, but like, to piggyback off of that thought,
see.
I think that thought is a flawed thought.
Well, what's a flawed thought? Get rid of the tribal knowledge?
Getting rid of the tribal knowledge, because if this person has been in the workforce for 30 years, that has 30 years worth of knowledge in this particular field or in realm of thought, we can compile all of that knowledge in a book, feed it to this person, and this person should still operate on the level of this person. And
closer.
That's a flawed thought. Because
I don't think that's a flawed thought, but go ahead.
The reason why it's a flawed thought is because whatchamacallit wrote the book. What is it? 10,000 Hours? I'm drawing a blank.
Tim Ferriss? No.
We know, like, all right, someone cutting hair, for instance. You go to a barber that's been cutting hair for over a decade.
Right.
And on top of that, it's been cutting your hair in particular for how long? How long has Drew been cutting your hair?
Oh, like 2 years.
Okay. So for 2 years, he's been handling your hair. Now, maybe you're a bad example of this because you don't have a lot of hair. Just kidding.
Damn, that was,
But like somebody who has been cutting hair, you, even though your haircut is a specific haircut, you are not going to leave Drew to go to somebody who's in barber school to get your hair done, right? Even though they have a manual on how to do what Drew does, you're not going to go do that because he isn't. Not reliable is not the word that I want to use. He isn't up to the same par as Drew, and Drew has earned his spot at the barbershop as a veteran barber because he understands hair, not only just your hair in general, and how to manage and make your hairstyle work, right? So
yeah, but I mean, I think you're kind of.
I'm using that as a simple example.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that's apples and oranges, right? Like that's kind of like an artisanal craft. Like even if I went like and said, hey, like carpenters, right? I can't take every situation a carpenter is going to run into, or a mechanic, right? Like an HVAC mechanic, an electrician, a millwright, a pipe fitter, any of those kind of guys, right? Like who like you can the knowledge they learn from doing that job, you can't just pass that on to a new kid and expect the same productivity out of. But like I'm talking more so administrative staff where like this is a proven successful process of work. You do this, then this, then this, then this. Where like a new person might be like, well, I'll just start here, or I'll start here, right? Like, and then it fucks up and slows down the whole process. Like if there is an efficient process and way to do things, right? Like you look for these things. Particularly, I was thinking about a scheduler. This is a maintenance scheduler, right? And this person's job is to identify work and fill in that work with particular available labor for mechanics, right? Which you can't like.
But I have a question for you on that.
Go ahead.
So we'll go off of that example alone.
Yeah.
Certain jobs are a little bit more difficult than other jobs.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And require a certain amount of time for those jobs.
Right.
And in that time, all right, so I don't know this role. So I don't know this realm. But what I can say is this job, I don't know what it is, but this job typically lasts 45 minutes. As a scheduler, I know it lasts 45 minutes, but I know that there could be room for error.
Yeah.
Room for maybe this person handling it isn't as efficient as this person, so this guy takes a little bit longer. So as the scheduler, it's not only understanding the task at hand and the time that it takes the task at hand, it's also understanding the people who are completing said task. Right? And then on top of that, even in the best case scenario, we'll just do person A. Person A, that it takes him 45 minutes all the time. Boom, 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 in and out, with if there are no underlying issues. Person B may take 52 minutes. So either way, I'm going to schedule that for an hour, but then I'm also going to add a buffer, because what happens if this task has some underlying issues where they're going in and they think this is the problem, and they realize that's not the problem, and then they have to solution the problem and then fix it, which then changes the 45 minutes to maybe a little bit longer. Right. So as a veteran scheduler and someone who's been in this realm for a long period of time, understands time for task and the people that are handling the task. And to me, no matter what a book says, that's never going to be easily passed through knowledge for someone that's been in the role for, let's just call it 5 years, to someone that's not been in the role at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about completely replacing that knowledge, but it's about increasing or speeding up the time that it takes for a new person to get up to speed, right? But also trying to eliminate all the ambiguity, right? Like, so for instance, how long does a task take, right? So right now we're going through an exercise where we're trying to enter time in for every single task. So that way a scheduler doesn't even have to think about how long is this task going to take. It's like, nope, it's already there for you. It's going to take an hour. It's going to take 2 hours. It's going to take whatever. Right?
But doesn't that number change on who's doing the task?
It generally it does, and that's some stuff. And then they want to work on that too, right? They want to work on that to the extent of, hey, like if it takes somebody 4 hours to do a 1 hour job, then we need to be holding them accountable, or we need to be giving them more work, because are they really working on it for 4 hours?
So when you
there's
talk
like
about
that's kind of like people management type stuff, right? Which is like, are you actually doing this job? Or are you just sitting on your ass for 3 hours and then knocking it out in an hour?
Well, that's the same thing
I mean?
with construction workers, right?
Yeah.
They take the job and they say it's going to take 6 months, and they don't touch it for 3, and then the last 3 months, then they start working.
Well, you got to buy parts. You got to buy material.
Sure. Same, but different. So is this only...
But still same.
For this tribal thought, is this only for administrative roles, or is this for all roles within your organization?
It's mostly like engineering, administrative. Like, I mean, I say administrative in the sense that like the tasks are very process oriented. They're very similar every time, right? Like there is a process you can follow for work management, right? And it's, for some, it's not very clear, right? And it's really passed from engineer to engineer right now, or, scheduler to scheduler, or planner to planner. It's not written down, right? The process is not written down. So you get trained by somebody who's doing, right? And, any efficiencies that people find, they keep it for themselves. It's not like they don't want to share. It's like, they don't think, they're like, oh, cool, I found a new trick, I'll do this now. And then it's just like the thing that they do, right? But
yeah, so they don't think it's
shared.
Any different. You don't think it's any different because it's just a shortcut that you've developed and a way that you've been able to figuring out how to manage your time to be the most effective. But you necessarily don't think that that's part of the day-to-day because that's just something you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a process. It sounds like a process related thing.
It's
if anything,
it's very all the jobs are very process related, right?
So then like the bigger thing is just instilling the culture where everybody, like you said, if you're doing the whole tracking time thing, having time tracked, but then also putting notes. So like, do you guys use a ticketing system? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Some sort of ticketing system, like
Work
ServiceNow
orders.
or
work orders.
Work orders, right? So then in there, like that should be that ties into like training, like process training, because for example, having them put notes or whatever on what they did, and then that being ingested into some system for like SOPs or whatever.
Yeah.
Then that would streamline things, and that would avoid the missing specifics that like Joe knows that if you flip this switch before you flip that switch, it doesn't require a reset after or some shit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, at one point, our work orders just said perform PM on an air handler, right? Just like an HVAC unit, right? Perform PM on 1 year PM on HVAC unit, right?
Is that
and it's like
protective maintenance?
Preventative maintenance, yeah. So the HVAC mechanic would go out there and do what they thought was the 1 year PM on that air handler, right? And then they were like, wait a second, this guy's doing it this way, and this guy's doing it this way, and his air handlers are working better than this guy. Okay, we're going to write out every task step on this PM plan, and now you have 100 steps on a work order. And they have to confirm that they completed every single step on the work order. It's not 100, but like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And to make sure that the air handlers, and now we can get the same reliability out of every air handler. And look, you can take an HVAC guy who doesn't have much experience, right? And give them this task list and be like, here it is. Do these things. Yeah. And if he knows anything about HVAC units, he should be able to complete the tasks without any problems. Now, there's going to be the guy who's been doing that PM for 30 years who's going to knock it the frick out because he's like, okay, if I go in this direction, I can knock everything out one by one by one. Whereas this other guy might be like, okay, well, I know what these 5 things are on the task list, so let me go do those 5 things. And he's all around the unit, and he's running around, and he's like, oh, I forgot this, and then, you know what I mean? So, like, there's going to be that. Or the guy who's like, wait, what tools do I bring? So that's another thing, right? So we're trying to add on the work order what tools you need for the tasks. That way you can be prepared for the task. Because
requirements.
Then if you got to go from the shop to the air handler, back to the shop to get your tool that you forgot, back to the air handler, now you just wasted 30 minutes, right? So
how to be more efficient.
So there's a lot, like that's tribal knowledge. I need these parts for this work. So we're trying to eliminate that tribal knowledge, right? And but, it really does reduce the value that years of experience brings.
How?
I mean, because you are just value. Well, one, value to the company, right? So like this person, which they're all the mechanics are unionized, right? So they all make the same amount of money. They all make the same amount of money, right? From a hourly, annual.
Your audio cut out. Look at your mic. It's not moving on the bar. Both of you. Yep, you're back.
Okay.
Last thing you said was hourly.
Yep.
Last thing you said was hourly, and then I don't hear anything after that.
Yep.
So, all the hourly employees make the same dollar amount per hour, right? They have the same hourly rate because they're unionized. So, but the guy with 30 years of experience at this plant with working with the same equipment for 30 years, his value is much larger, right? Especially when you have the tribal knowledge. Because if he's the guy who does the best maintenance on the air handler all the time, right? He's known, oh man, well, the belt always breaks at about 3 years. Well, I should replace it more often or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he knew that, right? But now we wrote it down, right? So now the value that he brings to the company, maybe let's just say it was double. So he's making $50 an hour. Now the value that he was bringing to the company was like $300 per hour, right? But now what's his value, right? Now that we figured out all his tricks of the trade, right? And we wrote it down, what value is he bringing? Now it's like 200. Okay, now we're going to add the tools on the work order. We're going to add the hours on the work order. And we're going to add all this other stuff on the work order. Now the value brings 100.
Yeah, but I think that, yes, I agree that I can see where his value wouldn't be where his value is, because now everything that he's brought to the table, all the knowledge that he's brought to the table is shared with everyone in the organization. So everyone in the organization should be doing what he pretty much outlined to be the best measures. But I still think he's going to be able to work smarter than everyone else until they catch up, and like be able to do things a lot more effective until everyone catches up. And the only way you can catch up is putting the time in.
Yeah, and I get that, but like there's so much stuff that they don't have to learn that it's faster for them to catch up. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, I also think
I'm not saying this is a problem. I'm not saying this is a problem. It's just something that I observed, and then like I wanted to apply back to your question was like, are people being dumbed down? And then I go back to this guy Palmer Luckey, right? For somebody to have the knowledge of the electronics, 30, 40, 50 years ago, to do that kind of work and put a VR headset out that was the best VR headset in the market, right? You would need electrical engineers with decades of experience, a team of electrical engineers. This kid did it by himself in his garage with information he grabbed off the internet.
So
real
quick, as a point to follow up from what you said, you could look at that as, yes, that is dumbing people down because they're not learning what it took to get to those fixes. They're just following instructions on what someone else already figured out, and they're just going by a checklist of things, which pretty much brings us to a scene straight out of Idiocracy. When you start standardizing and structuring things in a way that it's okay, follow this is the list of things for you to do, go box by box and do every single thing on this list. It's like that scene from Idiocracy where they go to the hospital and he's asking the questions and he's like checking boxes off on a list of things, and then when they ask the questions like your barcode, you don't have a barcode, you don't have your barcode, and then he hits the alarm, everyone starts losing their minds. It's basically to that point. So these people are gonna get all of this knowledge transfer from that one guy who has been there for however many years, who knows all the tricks of the trade and has all this specific, tribal knowledge, but then they're going to then potentially be stunted because they're just going to follow off of whatever it was that was documented beforehand.
That's true.
So like the company's losing value, like you said, because it's no longer a matter of people finding those intricacies or specific things around it. It's now a matter of just following process and XYZ step to do XYZ service or XYZ maintenance or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like,
well,
and I don't want to
take away, like, I preface this with, mechanics have a job that you cannot completely eliminate their experience. Right.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff, like a big portion can be like breakdowns. I mean, breakdowns are crazy, right? Like,
yeah.
What's causing the breakdown, right? Oh, I don't know. I've never dealt with this situation before. So now they got to dig into it themselves with no knowledge. It could take them 3 days to fix it when a guy who's been there for 30 years could fix it in an hour.
He's like, right? Oh, this thing came loose, tensioners loose, something, oil this, whatever, done.
Yeah. And you always send a junior guy with him so that way they learn, right? And then they pass that knowledge down because that's tribal knowledge. And they're eventually going to try and figure out, like, there's only so many failure modes. In some industries, they have every failure mode listed for that piece of equipment, and they have the fixes listed for every piece of equipment.
But
literally need no experience.
Yeah, the problem is then, like, where are the people that are going to be able to solve problems? And that's the point. The point is we have to, like,
that's true.
All of these things,
especially people problems. Holy shit.
Those are the biggest.
Those are the hardest fucking problems to fix. Machine problems. There are only so many parts in a machine. There's only so many parts in a machine.
Replace it, rip it out, put a new one in.
Yeah, replace the whole thing.
I look at it from my industry alone, like sales, right? Like, I'm selling a specific thing. I have X many years selling this specific thing, right? I understand the problems. I understand the fixes. I understand the solutions. I understand the competitors. I understand the field. I understand the verticals. I understand all of these things, right? So if you're going to take X salesperson that's been selling whatever and then drop them into my industry, can they sell? Sure. They might have been successful at selling and selling themselves, but how long is it going to take that person to get to the point where they can articulate to somebody why AI concerns can be alleviated by utilizing our platform. Like what protective measures are we doing? How is this affecting business? Can they sit down in front of chief people officers to have an honest conversation with them to understand why they're experiencing the problems that they're experiencing and the business impact on what they're experiencing, and how a solution like ours will be able to show XY internal of return on investment. Now, all of that can be put in a book for somebody to read, but how many people are reading nowadays? Like, and like, how many people are buying books? Like, where is these are the kind of things that make me question on the direction that our country is going and the concern. And that's why when I say
it's not the country, it's kind of the world, right? Like the value of knowledge is lower today than it was 30 years ago.
But why?
Because it's so accessible.
Yeah, accessibility and integrity.
For you to have to retain, like, I do not understand why electrical, like, I mean, there are electrical engineering problems that need to be solved in this world, but like, there definitely doesn't need to be as many electrical engineers as maybe people think. Because, like, why do I need, like, I'm being taught formulas. Why do I need to retain these formulas? Maybe I need to retain like, I'm going to be tested on formulas. Maybe I need to retain how the formulas interact with each other so I can solve some problems. Like, oh, well, this and that and this and that and this and that, right? Because, like, I can process that all in my head, right? Whereas, like, the computer might not be able to process all of that information that quickly, or come up with the relationships that I'm coming up with in my head. But, like, if I'm literally just doing math problems, I can just pull the formula up off the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Like why?
As long as you know as long as you know of enough of it to know what you need to look for.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I mean, you know, there's another thing with this whole, like, degree people with talking about how degrees are important or whatever, or they're not important, you know, in hiring decisions. It's like, well, you know, we only take engineering degrees, but not engineering technology degrees. It's like, bro, you're not designing anything, you're maintaining equipment. Why do you need an electrical engineering degree versus an electrical engineering technology degree, which is somebody who works with application of that?
But
equipment?
the problem
Like,
is the people that are writing these job descriptions and these needs don't understand that.
No, they don't.
And that's where the problem lies. The problem lies is a lot of this is just mirrored from other organizations. So they look at when, for instance, let's just say a company that's rising up in the industry, like that's in the same field that you guys are in, right? They'll look at a job description from your company to understand maybe how to write that and now leverage ChatGPT. But they don't understand the skill set that needs to be filled in this position and understand what's really needed to be done in this position to really articulate the needs of the position. And do you really need an electrical engineering degree, or can you take an electrical technology degree? And that's another part of the problem in talent acquisition, job descriptions.
Yeah, I agree.
And job requirements.
Yeah.
But back to dumbing down America, like, it's, I don't know. When I look at it from a perspective of, like, where we are in society and the dumbing down of America just seems relevant when there is so much information available to you via the internet, but you refuse to look at the information available to you via the internet and just run with a narrative that isn't true. And that to me shows A, you're lazy, and B, you're not interested in learning. Because if you want to take a stance in something and have a stance in something, you should at least understand what you have a stance in. And if in order to take a stance in something and understand what you're taking a stance for, you also have to understand the opposite, right? For me, when I take a stance in something, and I don't know if you guys do the same thing, I assume you guys do, I play devil's advocate a ton. And I try to look at it from the other side consistently because I try to understand why someone feels this way or why someone agrees with this. And I have to take a stance of their point being right. So if I take a stance at their point being right, I have to try to break down this point. But then when I'm arguing that in my head or going through those kind of debates internally, then I'm able to understand if the stance that I'm trying to take is the right stance or the stance that I can align with. But I don't think anyone does that. I don't think people do that. I don't think people look at things this way.
I don't really get into situations where I have to take high stake stances.
Well, if I'm talking about something and I'm going to say something like, I don't know, your
like
stance,
when we have arguments about certain things, I don't really feel like you're that open-minded. I think you're kind of hard-headed about it.
like,
I don't know, like anything. Like,
that's
what would you do with $100 million?
How much will you give somebody who you bought the ticket for that didn't know the ticket was going to be a winning ticket or
your
whatever?
way is the right way.
I don't necessarily think that, but you guys said $2
Well, yeah. I mean, he gave me $2, so I gave him $2.
Yeah,
back.
we're not having that the crazy conversation.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I just came out like that was the first thing that popped in my head about us arguing over something. But I'm just saying, like when we take stances, like but I mean, maybe that's spur of the moment. Maybe there's maybe when you're talking about taking a stance, like you're talking about a political stance, you just read something online, or well, what should I think about this? And and then you do some research about it. But like in the moment, it doesn't seem like you're really open to my opinion.
Well, I would like when you feel that way, I would like you to tell me that you're feeling that way.
All right, the next time we argue.
Because when
every time.
I look
every time.
I look at things from like, all right, for instance.
Well, we have different lenses, right? We all have different lenses, and we all have different opinions, and we all have different experiences that make us, biased towards a particular stance, right?
Like,
Yeah.
I'll use an example.
I'm not, I'm giving you shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, they're also not high stakes stances that we're taking.
Well, sure.
Yeah, it's not like life or death situations here.
It's not like you're starting your campaign for state representative or fucking president or whatever.
When I look at things like, for instance,
you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe I want to become a president.
A president,
Of the CAC.
not the president. A president.
The president of APEC? Yeah. Sign me up.
CAC.
Oh, that's him.
APEC?
No. Christmas Adventurers Club.
Oh, Chris.
Do you know? No, never mind.
We can't do that.
Dude, you have all these, like, come on, no safe words.
Yeah. No safe
you
words.
always, almost every episode, you have like something, never mind.
Because I think about what I'm
Gets me
going to say
excited
before.
and then I get disappointed.
Well, no, because he said APAC. I wasn't even talking about APAC. I said CAC, the Christmas Adventurers Club. And he's like, no, that's you. And then he brings up APAC, and I'm like, do you know who one of their number one donors is? OnlyFans. The CEO of OnlyFans.
APAC? What's
Yep.
APAC? America Political Action Committee?
No, it's the Israeli lobby, Jewish lobby, Israeli Jewish lobby. Which one is it?
Dude, internet is
AIPAC.
fucking trash right now. I can't look at
The American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
Oh, AIPAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
no. I mean that's an interesting thing because like I look at OnlyFans being a huge issue for our young women in this world.
Absolutely.
Because it's hard, right? It's hard to sit there and not crucify somebody or say that what they're doing is wrong when you can, like, bad Barbie or whatever her name was, right? Catch Me Outside. How about that?
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby.
That's her name.
Is it Bad Baby or Bad Barbie?
Baby.
I don't know what.
But like
you guys
spelled
know this girl's name.
spelled wrong.
Danielle. Well,
Oh,
the reason,
Danielle. Yeah,
the reason why
I mean, I watched the Dr. Phil episode. But
the reason why we know about
Catch Me
it is
Outside. How about
because
that?
she has been famous, right, as a whatever internet star, and she became more famous
She was wearing hoops the size of my head on her
when
ears. Like,
she became 18. She created an OnlyFans and made $2 million in 2 days.
yeah, I heard about that.
Right. So
That was a headliner.
That's bad in itself because that means
yeah, well, how many people were just, fantasizing over her before she was 18? But that's a different topic for a different day.
That's nasty.
Yeah. The thought process though is like, how can we fault a young woman that says, "Hey, I could become an instant millionaire if I just get in front of a camera," right? It's kind of hard because, like, I understand there's morals and there's what your value is, and now you're limiting your value to just your looks, and that's it. And looks can only take you however long. And then I just watched a movie called Substance, which was friggin' wild. I think both of you guys would like that movie, actually. But essentially, it is, you think your value is only in your looks, and then you're consistently having to do more to maintain your looks, which then requires you to go under the knife or needle to maintain the looks, to maintain the revenue, to maintain the streams, or whatever the case may be. So,
Or you just get
and-
your couple $1 billion and you get out.
and like one step beyond that is
Like, what was that girl? What's her name? She made like $4 billion in 1 year on OnlyFans.
are you talking about that Rain chick? But she was supposed to be a virgin. She's apparently
Yeah, she's a virgin.
She's supposedly a virgin.
That's right. But she made like $4 billion. Retire at that point, man.
Sophie Rain.
Yeah.
43 million a year. What the hell?
Bro.
Further to Tony's point, right? It's not even so much that, it's the decision made at that age to do something like that potentially affects the rest of their life, because for one, once the stuff's on the internet, it's not going anywhere. For two, finding someone who is going to be okay with that after the fact is harder as well.
Well, it's not necessarily harder, but the kind of person that you would want,
you know what I mean,
becomes hard.
That's what I mean. Like finding,
I know what you were trying to say, but just to elaborate on, because
finding the kind of person, finding the kind of person.
It's easy to find somebody, but the kind of person that you want to entertain becomes drastically harder.
Yeah,
because if you sold your pussy for $5 a month, then what is that worth?
Then why would any, decent, self-respecting person, like, it's a
But
moral
then we're also
dilemma.
Stepping on the lines of like sex worker work.
I mean, same thing. It's in the same boat.
But like, okay, I'm not disagreeing with you, right?
Yeah.
But where do we draw the lines of where we think it's okay for people to be able to make money? I think all of us agree, not everyone's meant for college. Not everyone's meant for school. There should be more emphasis on trades, and there should be more emphasis on other ways to make a living in the United States and in life, and just not in the United States, in life. Where I'm trying to go with this. So if we acknowledge that not everyone is meant for school, if someone could hop in and granted, not everyone is Sophie Rain, right? Not everyone's going to make $43 million on OnlyFans, but there is a vast majority of people who are making millions of dollars on OnlyFans.
So real quick, not to cut you off, but the median creator earnings for OnlyFans is $150 to $180 a month. That is the average OnlyFans earnings.
Yes.
Whereas the top 1%, of creators earn over 60% of the total platform revenue.
So it's very, very limited. People fall in love with
the idea
of making easy money.
And then they get cooked, and now they can't roll it back, and now they find themselves in a situation where someone has access to that online or finds it or sees it or finds out about them, and then they've made a decision that now affects the rest of their life and maybe don't necessarily realize the full scope of the decision.
Because they're 18 years old and they're fully not developed mentally, and we're allowing kids to make adult decisions that will change the rest of their life. And some of these individuals have grown up in situations where they're not part of a nuclear family and or they're not part of a family that is giving them the guidance that their value is worth more than taking off your shirt in front of a camera.
Yeah.
So then they resort to leaving that to go on a poll and whatever that leads to. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be that drastic, but if you are limiting if you are saying that your value is your body, then you remove value. And we also know right now, this is a different topic of conversations, that for decades, women have been sold dreams to use beauty products. There was a comedian that made fun of the crazy, you got caterpillars on your eyes.
Caterpillar eyelashes.
But it's true. Like, in the history of ever, did a guy really care about your eyelashes? I don't think.
Hell no.
There's not one time that I looked at your eyelashes and said, because your
Sound cut out again.
Yeah.
Not once have you ever said, because your eyelashes.
Yeah. Not once in the history of ever has any man looked at a woman and said, those eyelashes are coming home with me tonight. Like,
or those eyelashes ain't cutting it.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
It's you know what? That brings to another point. The bigger problem is the constant marketing and manipulation and selling to people, the over like capitalistic push on things, because it's like they're trying to sell things that you don't necessarily need because they're trying to make money for shit. So like pushing women's beauty products that women don't necessarily need, as like manipulating women into buying this stuff, making them think, oh, you need this to look good. Oh, you need that to look good. Oh, so-and-so wears this. And then you go to find out that these celebrities don't even wear that shit. So they're just marketing to you saying, oh yeah, Jessica Alba wears this blush. Bullshit. She probably fucking doesn't. She's getting paid to market for this company to advertise. And like that in itself is a bigger issue, because it's non-ethical, or it's unethical marketing practices across the board, which lead to like an unrealistic expectation of what beauty is, and it's not attainable.
It's also
you think Sydney Sweeney wears American Eagle jeans?
Oh, she definitely wears American Eagle jeans.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? If she got them for free, maybe she likes the way they fit. I don't know.
If they're paying her to wear them.
That exact, they most likely are. Yeah. Like everything else, most of these people, like, it just, you can't,
I
like,
believed
anything
her
you
that she
see.
likes those jeans.
She got good jeans.
She looked at
They
it.
Listen,
weren't great.
I got 'em-
but they were good.
She
I worked
looked
at
in the
American
camera
Eagle.
and she looked into my soul and she said,
These jeans are great.
You should
need
go
a
buy
pair
a
of
pair.
American Eagle.
No, listen, I worked at American Eagle. They have good jeans. Like, I have a pair.
Like
no,
the
like
people
for
that
like
work there, or like the jeans.
no. Well, at one point, the
know,
people that worked there had good jeans, and then I don't know what happened, but like
They
it
couldn't find
changed.
people to work there.
I guess. But the jeans themselves are actually pretty good.
but that is the battle is like, oh my God, you should see some of these girls that are in like middle school and even before middle school that have older siblings that like look at all of these different resources. Like there are girls right now that are going to dermatologists. Like we had to go to the
It's crazy.
dermatologist because Lily has something that she wanted to get looked at. But like there were young kids in the dermatologists like going in for like a skin routine. Like we are looking at
What?
these things that are
You can go to a beauty salon for that.
no. Like they are putting in all of these like materials on their face for like women that are aging, right? Which are then creating problems in their skin early on because this stuff shouldn't be put on young children.
Like
Which-
retinol
like
and all
they're
those other
wearing
things.
makeup.
Retinol is the big one. Retinol is if it has retinol in it, you should like, and you are under the age of 30, maybe even 40,
Don't wear it.
you shouldn't be putting it on your skin. It's not meant for
It it makes
There's
your
a
skin.
reason why
it
these
just is
cosmetic
bad.
companies have to test their cosmetics on monkeys.
But the problem is, then
They have to be approved.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the perception is I'm not pretty unless I do this,
Yeah.
and that's where I haven't never stopped Lily. Like she doesn't really. All she does is eyelashes really, and she'll wear lipstick sometimes, and she'll get dressed up when like for homecoming and things of that nature, which will put makeup on. But I've always instilled in her, you don't need makeup to be pretty. If you want to wear makeup, you can wear makeup if that's what you want to do, but you don't need to feel that you need to put that on in order to be away, right? And that's the message that I've leaned on her, and hopefully she's taken that and considered that, right? But this is all manipulation and this is dumbing down of America, right? Like we are like pharmaceutical companies are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Our food companies are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. The beauty supply companies are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And the government isn't doing anything about it because they're getting funded by these companies to stay in business, which then like no one is looking into, or there's a small minority of people that are looking into that are saying this is wrong and we shouldn't be doing this. But then people will look at it and say, oh, you're crazy. Tylenol is okay. No one said Tylenol is wrong. But on the bottle, it tells
That's
you.
not true.
What?
Somebody said Tylenol is bad.
Yeah, no, what he's saying is Tylenol is okay, but there are certain situations when you 100% do not want to take it.
Yeah.
And the bigger issue is that people are looking at it like, obviously it shouldn't be the first choice, but like, you know, if you're not pregnant.
What was the full context in the Tylenol is bad quote?
It's bad for your baby. You're pregnant.
Okay. So
And then they had moms chugging like a whole freaking bottle of fucking Tylenol.
And you know what happened? They ended up in
went
the
to the
hospital, overdosing, and
Yeah.
just dumb
Wild.
shit. Like,
But
this
you know,
this is the problem. The problem is I hate this gentleman so much, I'm just going to do everything that he doesn't want me to do, right? Or say the complete different. I'm not saying Tylenol is good or bad, but what we're talking about here is a specific use case. And instead of just going off of the headline, Donald Trump thinks Tylenol is bad or says Tylenol is bad, Well, why don't you look at the full context of, and this is again the big problem that I have with clickbait headlines and news articles, because no one reads the actual what was said or what wasn't said.
Yeah.
Which is this? The next question is, if I want to put my conspiracy hat on, is this being done by design?
I think we could talk about that for another 20 minutes.
Well, yes, I think so too.
I mean, listen, we've talked about it before, and or if we haven't, we can touch on it real quick. Just food for thought, right? Everything is entertainment. Everything is meant as a distraction. Everything is meant to, social media companies are leveraging, or they're vying for your attention. News is vying for your attention. Marketing is vying for your attention. Everything is finding a way to get your attention, and in doing so, it distracts you from other things. And if they can do something that's going to make you more likely to be influenced by those things, it benefits them, because then they can make more money off of you. And if the end goal is for them to make more money off of you, then companies are going to do whatever it takes to do that. For example, you got like Roblox partnering up with whoever. You got Fortnite doing collaborations with whoever. You have this random shoe company doing a collaboration with this celebrity to get them to be able to endorse them to sell you more shoes.
Screw Fortnite,
or this makeup
by the
company.
Way, and Microsoft, because now my subscription to Microsoft became more money because it includes the Fortnite. Remember, I don't even play Fortnite. Why am I paying extra for Microsoft if there's Fortnite? Sorry, that's my little plug on stupid Xbox Fortnite partnership.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of it's likely by design, and we've talked about it before with just like the whole pitting people against each other, because when you have people that, when you divide, it's divide and conquer, right? Like you divide people aren't united, then, you don't have to worry about them because they're going after each other instead of going after the issues. And until something changes, nothing's going to change. Obviously, I know it's very profound. The invisible hand is puppeteering us.
Fight night this weekend, UFC that just passed. They had some notable fights. One fight that was very, very interesting was the Kyle Nelson Matt Favola fight. It looked
Was
like
that English?
Matt, huh?
Was that English?
Did you not hear me? Matt Favola?
It sounded like you're just like
Frivola.
mumbling words.
So Matt looked like he had it in the very beginning. Whatchamacallit? Kyle landed a haymaker, got him hurt, and then pressed on that fight. Had him on the ground and was pummeling him. And
Damn.
The ref stepped in with 3 seconds left. So Kyle thought he won the fight and was going over and to talk about like, hey, good fight, And then someone was like in the middle of that, like the fight's not over. And he's like, what do you mean you stopped the fight? There was no bell. The ref, and listen, forget the ref's name, but he's a ref that all of us know. And like, he never makes mistakes. So I'm going to give him
The black guy?
No, not the black guy, the white guy.
Oh, the
With the beard?
No, it wasn't that one. It was the other big white guy.
I
But
know
he
who
stepped
you're talking about. I
in.
can't think of his name.
He said that he heard the bell, so the fight continued. So for anyone that had first round knockout, was really upset because
Because wow.
Dude got paid. Dude was getting paid, bro.
that fight should have went in the first round and should have been done and ended up going to a unanimous decision.
So
The other way?
that is
The other way?
100% money line Vegas.
Unanimous decision the other way?
No. Kyle.
Oh, he still
person-
won.
The guy
But it was
still
by
won,
decision,
but it
not
went-
first round
Yeah,
knockout.
not knockout, not first round knockout. Just
Round
he was
3
the
decision.
underdog, I believe, going into that fight.
That sounds like Vegas lines, money.
Yeah. Another
UFC,
fight that
You always
happened.
have your tinfoil hat on.
UFC entertain. Well, because everything's entertainment. NFL is entertainment. UFC is entertainment. WWE is entertainment. I mean,
Script,
it's all
they gotta follow the
entertainment.
script.
I'm not saying everything's scripted because you can't script everything, but when things like that happen, or when refs just make plays to like calls that are just nonsensical or just don't call things, it makes you wonder. Like,
I would like both of you, if you guys can find it, watch the Cheeto Vera, Marlon Vera, but he goes by Cheeto. If you guys don't know, I think both of
Yeah, I
you
know.
guys have seen him, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
disrespect you guys. For that he fought Ayman Sahabi. I want you guys to watch that fight and tell me who you think won, because I think Cheeto got friggin' robbed in that fight. The other fight of note was Mike Malott kneed
And
the
Kevin Holland?
shit out of Kevin Holland in the nuts, and
Oh,
Kevin Holland should have not continued to fight.
yeah, that bad, huh?
He ended up losing by decision. He toughed it out, but he sat down the full 5 minutes, and he got up, and they were like, "Can you continue?" And he was like, "My nuts hurt," and like he was not being able to stand up. Like it was bad, and like even going to the corner, he really couldn't sit or stand. Like he got
That's
hit
fucked
hard,
up.
and it affected him the rest of the fight. It was ruled accidental, so the judge was or the ref said, if you decide not to fight, it's going to be a DQ, not going to scorecards. He continued to stay in there. He toughed it out, but toughed it out to the extent where he ended up losing by decision anyway. And then Brendan Allen dismantled the Ritter.
Crazy. That's
like-
crazy.
The end of the second or third round, DeRitter, like the bell rang and DeRitter couldn't even get up. Like, was just completely gassed. I've never seen anyone so gassed, especially to the point of DeRitter where like he is in really good shape and maintains really good shape. He was just done. So good fight night card. I've said in the very beginning that these fights were going to be really, really good throughout this month, and they have not let me down so far.
Nice.
But coming up, 321 Saturday. 321 Saturday.
It's early too, right?
That's because it's in Abu Dhabi.
It's at 2 o'clock, or
Yeah, it's in Abu Dhabi. So, be a good time where we can watch fights in the daytime, and you don't have to worry about me falling asleep. What are you doing Saturday?
Jiu-jitsu,
What time?
12 to 2. I usually get home around 3.
Never mind.
Well, how long I mean, the fight, it starts at 2, right?
Yeah, but that's the main card. You're not gonna want to come to. It's gonna take you. You're gonna do jiu-jitsu. You're gonna want to. You have to take a shower because I know.
I have to. Yeah, I'm not trying to catch
yeah.
ringworm or any of that shit.
Yeah. So you're not gonna want to miss. There are 5 fights, and it's gonna be a good card. Ozma is fighting Alexander Rokic. I can't pronounce his name. That's number 7. Number 10, you got Sarabia versus Russia, Mother Russia. You have Alexander Volkov, another Mother Russia. It's a big Russia. There's Russia in a couple of these, but he's fighting Jalten Almeida.
are they all Russian?
No, not all. That's a heavyweight bout. That
No, are you just saying they're Russian, or you said like?
no, the first 2 fights are Russian.
Oh, do they say they're
Radchik
Russian?
is
Yeah,
Russian?
they're Russian. Did you just say the black dude's Russian?
No, I said Radchik is Russian?
No, he's Serbia. Asmat Mirzakhanov is Russian.
These names, bro.
I'm taking Azamat. Azamat versus Rokic.
Matter of
I'm
fact,
taking him.
let me do one better. I'm gonna go on to DraftKings, and I'm going to tell you guys because maybe I don't know some of these names either. So I'm not gonna sit there and say I know everybody. I think I've seen everyone fight at least once.
Mackenzie Dern, she's a UFC or she's a jiu-jitsu, like she's a really high level jiu-jitsu person.
She is. That'll be a good fight.
She's gonna lose.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Verena's gonna
What?
win.
John DeRoba.
John DeRoba.
All right.
She
so
looks
what I need
terrifying.
from you guys is
She looks terrifying.
She looks
who's
terrifying.
the first fight in that card?
Rocket and
Alexander versus Ozma.
Work is enough.
That's it. The odds are 50-50 pretty much. Alexander's 102. Ozma is 118.
Ozmat's taking that
So,
one.
You're going Ozma.
I'm going Rakic or Rakic.
Yeah, I'm going Rakic too.
Oh, dude keeps getting up there and he keeps losing, man.
Alexander Volkov versus Jalton Alameda.
I don't even know who
Alameda's
Jalton
favored
is.
by -230 or -230. Alexander's +190. I'm gonna go.
I'm going Volkov.
You're going Volkov.
I'm going.
He's
Almeida.
probably gonna lose, but I'm still gonna go with him.
I'm going Almeida.
I'm going Almeida too in that fight because I think whatchamacallit's not going to be able to stand with him. The next fight.
I'm going
is
Umar.
The Umar.
Yep.
Umar
brother,
is
little brother.
-550.
Khabib
And
is?
Mario
Or Omar is?
Batista, huh?
Omar is?
Umar's -550, and Mario Batista's +410.
So Umar's
Mario
favored by a lot.
Batista is 16-2.
Umar is 18-1.
Has 3 wins by knockout, 5 first-round finishes, 6 wins by submission, and he has won. This guy also beat Aldo last October.
Who? Nurmagomedov?
Batista.
Oh, Batista. Did.
Batista
He's on an
is
8-fight win
on
streak.
at minimum
8-fight win streak.
8-fight win streak or 7-fight win streak.
I mean, Mario being plus
Oh.
400, that seems crazy to me, but I don't know. I think this is going to be a really close fight.
His
think
last
it's gonna be
8
close?
fights, he's won.
but Nurmagomedov is going to win. I think it's going to be closer than plus 400.
Umar lost to your boy.
Jalavashvili.
Yeah. Beat Sanhagen. I mean,
Well, he's only has 1 loss, so
this too should be a good fight. For the value, I'm taking Mario. For the value,
Damn.
I'm taking Mario.
I'm going with Nurmagomedov.
All right. So
I feel like he's got something to prove after the last fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have something to prove, and then can find himself being slipped into submission, and that's what I'm gonna go with. If I was gonna put a little wager out there, I would lay money on this fight in particular. I would lay money on the plus 410. I would lay money on. Let me see what. If
This is not betting advice. 1-800-GAMBLER. If you have gambling problems.
You think Umar is gonna get submitted by this guy?
That's to me. I think that's the only way that Mario wins.
Ain't no way he's getting submitted by this guy.
No.
Ain't no way.
No.
Why?
No, you're wild.
Because he's not gonna get submitted. Come on now.
Okay.
They live for that shit, bro.
What's gonna happen
Bears.
when Mario wins is he's going to get caught, get stunned, and Mario's going to capitalize. So
we'll see.
listen to my betting advice here, guys. Plus
Don't
No,
listen
this
to
is not
not
betting advice.
betting advice.
Plus
This is
410, low money. Plus 410 and submission, lower money. and then lay money on the over when the over is there. That's the way I would bet this line. I would throw, let's just call it 25
This is not betting advice.
on the minus the plus 410.
1-800 gambler.
Listen. They don't have to listen to me or not. They listened to me last time. They would have went 5-0. If they put that in a little parlay, they would have been pretty happy.
I should have.
If you did that, your little parlays, you'd have been real happy. You would have been like, I'm gonna listen to this guy all the
parlays.
time. But yeah, those are the lines I would go in regards to that fight.
All right, next fight. Virna Jandiroba and Mackenzie Dern.
Let me get there. It went away.
Dang, Virna's like 37.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie's like 32.
Virna's plus 140 and Mackenzie's minus 166. We're going Dern. I'm going Dern on that one. I don't think Virna has a chance. I'm interested to know.
Wow, I don't think Virna has a chance. He said.
I don't think.
I mean, they're in the same weight division, so like, I don't know. Mackenzie, she's a little slow. I still think she's gonna win though.
I mean, listen. I know that Virna is the number one.
She hasn't lost in 6 years.
Virna? Well, this is going to be the end of that run.
She's winning.
If Virna wins, this will be her shot to get a title shot. I just think Dern is going.
No, Virna lost in 2021.
Yeah. Okay, 4 years. Sorry.
Yeah. Close enough. Oh, she lost to Mackenzie Dern the last time they fought.
Mackenzie
in
lost
2020.
last year.
And then we have Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane.
I don't know.
Aspinall's minus 395. Gane is worth plus 310.
Is that a title fight?
Yeah.
So Gane has the reach advantage, but he's lighter. Well, I mean, it's the same way. Well, we'll see how it plays out. But he's older, got the reach advantage. I don't know.
Gane is the favorite or the underdog?
Gane's
underdog. I'm going Tom Aspinall. I don't really like Cyril.
I mean,
it's a heavyweight fight.
Aspinall, the tear that he's been on. This phone, bro. I don't like the new update on the Safari. I always hit the bottom when I want to do something else, and now I'm stuck.
So Cyril's record, his last loss was to John Jones.
Aspinall's beat people in so let's just put this in perspective. He fought Spivak in 2021, first round knockout. He fought Volkov in 2022, first round submission. Blades caught him in 15 seconds and knocked him out. Aspinall then fought Tybura, first round knockout. Then fought Pavlovich, first round knockout. Then fought Blades again, first round knockout.
It's heavyweight, so
yeah.
Then fought
like 6-ounce gloves.
So
yeah,
dude's 253 pounds.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
What I will say is, Gane wins if he gets this off of the ground. And Gane has the ability to get it off of the ground. If Gane gets stuck and is not wrestling, then we have a short night. Because he stood up with Volkov for 3 rounds and got a split decision. Stood off with Spivak, got a second round knockout. Got submitted by Jones in the first round. Knocked out or TKO on Tuvasa in the third round. Lost to Nagano in 5 rounds, and beat
Rosenstruck.
Lewis
Oh.
in the third round. So I'm gonna go Aspinall. And I would take the under in this. If you're throwing some shillings on it. If you want to go, I don't see
Not
game
betting
winning.
advice.
I don't see game winning. It's betting advice.
It's not
This
betting
is
advice.
not betting advice. This
not
is
betting advice.
what he will be doing. If you would like to mirror him, that is up to you.
I'm going to reiterate that I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying if I were to do something, that's what I would be doing. I'm not in a financial position to be doing anything.
Fair enough.
In other news, I played Arc Raiders for their beta.
I don't know what that is.
Pretty fun game. Arc
Borderlands
Raiders
pretty
is a extraction game.
So
fun. Extraction.
Yeah, so similar. Did you ever play not Destiny? Tom Clancy's
Ghost
Rainbow
Recon?
Six,
not Rainbow Six.
Vegas.
It was based in New York.
Oh.
I don't know. Let me
I'm
look it
gonna
up.
draw a blank, so I'm not gonna. I'll get to it another time.
So you drop into a mission,
But you
pull
drop
out?
into a place and you loot. There may be side missions that you have to do in regards to getting dropped in. It's PvE,
Division.
Division, and PvP. So, you get dropped in, you get to build things. It's all about just finding things to continue to build, right? And finding things.
So it's like a survival craft?
Yeah, survival craft. And then if you die in the world, whatever you have in your backpack is gone.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
So it's
I
like a
So it's like Tarkov.
Tarkov. It is exactly like Tarkov. So like, I didn't play Tarkov. I was at the barbershop and Drew was like, I'm really excited for, because I asked him if he played Battlefield and he hasn't, but he was like, I'm really excited for Arc Raiders. It comes out today. And I had no idea. And I didn't even know if it was coming out on Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever.
Is it like a COD, like I mean, like not like COD, but like is it military or is it like some fantastical?
No, it's like fantastical.
Okay.
Like you're
like sci-fi.
Yeah, you're on it's fantastical. Like you're playing.
So now you have an M16. Like
it's a lot of robots.
Okay.
Like all of the bots in the world. There are these like drone like wing things. One is just it's called a snitch. It literally spots you, and then it calls other things to you, right? And then there is the wasp. That shoots like electric at you and you get stuck, right?
the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah. It shoots them at you. And then there's hornets that like see you, spot you, and then like have turrets on it. And then there are these huge turret things. I don't know what they're called. They shoot rockets at you. It was Ricky, you play with him before, and Andrew, you played with him before, and myself, we were shooting. I spent 100 rounds myself on with my gun, shooting at this thing. They were shooting at this thing until it finally died. So it's a long like war process, but like in the midst of you doing that, you have to worry about another squad coming in and then killing you, right? And then you have to go to an extraction point and get extracted out. and then you get to keep everything that's in your backpack.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed
Sounds like
it.
a fun game.
It comes out October 30th. Yeah, October 30th. And then Battlefield's version of Warzone or Battle Royale comes out October 28th.
Nice.
What's that one called?
Battlefield
6.
Battlefield 6, but they're coming out with their, so Battlefield 6 has their game that you could buy, and similar to Call of Duty Warzone, they're coming out with their Battle Royale, and
That's gonna be free to play. Got it.
that'll be free to play, and that'll be October 28th. So
I mean, I might check that out. Maybe.
the Battle Royale,
Yeah.
yeah,
For free.
yeah. If you guys want to rock, I'm down.
Free is for me.
But I'm gonna have to get some extra shillings because I think I want to spend some money on some Arc Raiders because I had a lot of fun. I think I had a lot. It brought me back to the good old start of the Warzone days. That's how much fun I was having. So, there goes a little bit of gaming I had. That was Sunday. I spent 12 hours gaming.
No way.
12 hours.
I wish I had 12 hours to game.
Yeah, well,
And if
Sometimes
I
you
take
just
a
gotta-
day off, I can't get 12 hours to game.
yeah, well, you have two little ones.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I literally woke up and I started gaming. I had the Jacksonville game on in the background, and then the Eagles game started, and I paused for a little bit. And then after the Eagles game, I gamed all the way up until I went to bed.
Nice.
It felt really good, but I wasn't
you gotta do that.
tired, so it means I wasn't exerting enough energy
Yeah.
throughout the day.
That's what
So
happens.
I'm not gonna do that again. But I needed a day to just
Reset.
veg, or at
Recalibrate.
our version of bed rot. You know, kids do the bed rot.
I don't know what that is.
It's their version of like just vegging. They'll go to they just won't leave their bed.
Got it.
You know, it's called bed rot, which is like the same thing as just vegging in front of the couch or whatever. But
Isn't it that it's not called depression?
Well, then you
not
would
to make light of
then you,
know,
would
not to make light of.
consider you staying. When's the last time you had a long session of gaming?
It's been at least a year, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe more.
but when you had a long session of gaming, were you depressed? Were you going through depression?
Oh no. I was gaming.
Yeah, but who freaking lays in their bed all day?
Well,
I
Just
can't. I gotta
doom
get up.
scrolling? Doom scrolling?
Only
all
time
day?
is if you're sick.
Yeah.
Fair,
And you're
fair.
sleeping.
Bro.
And sleeping.
My chase in my living room, that's like the best spot in the world for like when I was sick, I laid in that little chase and I watched hella TV. But I got up to go to the bathroom, took a shower, had access to the kitchen,
Walk the
and I had
dog.
some
You know.
really, really good sleep. Like it's just because like I'm able to put the pillow where like I'm at an incline. And I just felt like I had some really good sleep that I could really breathe, even though it was
Nice.
fully congested. So
That's good.
yeah, it's like bed, but like that. If I'm sick, I go to my chase. Well,
Okay.
All right.
great episode. Thanks for joining in, and tune in next time.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Catch you on the flip side. Like, subscribe, follow.
Like, subscribe, follow.